My name is Vartar Manukian and I'm a practicing paralegal in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. If you're new to my channel, I thank you for joining and don't forget to click the subscribe button below. Now consider this. You're in a relationship. You're wrestling with the idea whether to stay as boyfriend, girlfriend, in common law, or whether to marry. Which is best, you ask? There are no easy answers. Well, if you stay with me, you'll find later in this video what is best if you get charged in a court of law and your spouse or partner is witness. You see, until 2015, a spouse was prohibited from testifying against a partner in Canada. This legal principle is known as spousal privilege and dated back to the 19th century. The thought behind it was that to compel a spouse to testify against the other spouse was morally wrong, and it disrupted the marital harmony and family unit. There were two exceptions to this rule. If a spouse was charged with an offense that threatened the other spouse's health, life, liberty, or if a child under 14 was put in danger. In any discussion on spousal privilege, there are two legal terms that you will always hear: the competency and compellability of a witness. Competency relates to the legal capacity of the witness to testify. Compellability means that the prosecution can issue a subpoena for the spouse to attend court and give evidence against the spouse who's charged. With the ability of women to affect decisions related to themselves, affect the economic resources, and move freely within society, and the court's concern that a witness spouse may not give reliable testimony, were some of the reasons that prompted the changes to the spousal privilege rule. As of 2015, the spousal privilege belongs to the spouse who received the communications and not the spouse who initiated them. Know that even if a spouse is subpoenaed to court, he or she can still refuse to answer questions and disclose communications. However, marital communications can be introduced by other means. For example, through third parties, telephone recordings, intercepted text messages, overheard conversations, and out-of-court statements which are admitted through the exception to hearsay. Of course, if evidence is gathered on marital communication by a third party, you will be able to challenge this admissibility at trial, a discussion which is beyond the scope of this video. Know that the spousal privilege applies to criminal proceedings as well as civil and regulatory proceedings. As the law stands in Canada now, spousal privilege applies to communications between spouses while married. Communications made by boyfriend, girlfriend, during a separation, a divorce, or common law are not protected. Know also that although communications may have been made during a marriage, the spousal privilege does not apply if at the time of trial the spouses are not married. From time to time, at trial, the spouse witness may turn against the prosecution, something which is not as uncommon as you may think. This may be due to a lapse in memory or hostility towards the prosecution. The witness's testimony is inconsistent with prior statements provided by the prosecution to you in disclosure. When this happens, the prosecution will apply to the court to declare this person a hostile witness. When this happens, you will have to rethink your strategy as to how you're going to be handling the spouse witness. During preparation for trial, you may have anticipated this situation from occurring and therefore familiarize yourself with the hostile witness rule. As mentioned in a prior video, the hallmark of a good advocate is preparation. At trial, the spouse witness has the potential to cause the most damage to your client. Beware that the damage is limited to what statement the spouse witness has given previously. If at trial the spouse witness introduces new facts or changes the anticipated testimony, you'll be able to impeach and discredit this witness. Now, what does this all mean to you? Being married may be one sure way of encouraging honest and open communication with your spouse. From a legal perspective, your secrets may be safer with them. If you like this video, click on the like button and check out the next video in the series, The Child Witness.